I'm Eric Novak, and coming up on this review, we're going to take a look at the 2017 Honda Ridgeline. Back in 2004, Honda did something that it had never done before. It launched a pickup truck. It was in the mid-size category and it was called the Ridgeline. It was unique because it was the first time that a truck had been built on a uni-body frame as opposed to a typical body-on frame that you would see with other pickup trucks. It had a lot of innovative features and it drew a lot of attention, both good and bad. Over a dozen years or so, sales were sort of flatlined, and after almost no changes since the beginning in 2014, the original Ridgeline was retired. Honda reset though, and for 2017, they've now launched the second generation Ridgeline. Once again, a unibody design, mid-size truck, more looking like a truck with a lot of other brand new, first ever in some cases, features that we're excited to take a look at on this review. So hang on, let's take a look at this new Honda Ridgeline. Honda knows that mid-size truck buyers are often people just looking for an everyday vehicle, and they just happen to like trucks as opposed to professionals who would opt for a larger type of truck. So because of that, they have to include features and benefits that would work for everyday use as well. Carrying over from the first generation Ridgeline, they have one feature that I like, and that's their dual action tailgate. So of course, like all trucks, you can pull the tailgate down, but also innovative with the Ridgeline is you can pull it from the side, getting easier access to low items towards the end. Cargo space is always going to be important for an everyday use vehicle, and here inside, underneath the bed, they have a full large area that lays flat, and it has quite a bit of space. You can put groceries in there. You can put a full cooler in there. You want to have a tailgate party, by all means, just fill this space with ice, put your beverages in it, and there's a little drain plug at the bottom once you're done. In my case right now, I actually have my golf clubs in here as I will be using them later on, and it fits in fine. I could probably fit a second set in there, no problem. If you like this for outdoor use, there's for say camping purposes, there is an optional 115 volt charger unit in the back here. They actually have attachments where you can put a tent over the bed that Honda has made available. So hey, why not camp in the bed of your Ridgeline? There are certainly clamp tie downs. It's wider and longer than the previous generation. In fact, Honda says this is the only mid-size truck where you could lay something flat that's about 4 feet wide, something like a sheet or drywall. And the material itself is a composite on the liner of the bed. It's very sturdy, it's not metal. Honda has demonstrated that you can actually dump rocks onto this. I don't have any, but this is what they said, and it drops down. You will not see a scratch on this composite material, and the composite makes it lighter and better for overall fuel economy. There's one additional feature that is first ever for this class, and it's something that you can't necessarily see, but it's definitely something you can hear. Certainly one of the most innovative and unique features of this all-new 2017 Ridgeline is perhaps the ultimate accessory for tailgate parties. Let's leave it like that. You want to get out there somewhere and you have your beverages, we mentioned in the cargo space, and you want to have it sounding great. Well, instead of turning up the stereo inside, Honda's figured out a different way. They have an in-bed audio system. All that happens is right now inside the car, as you'll be able to hear, I've got the radio on. All I have to do is switch a button and watch what happens next. Right on the center dash, there's a truck bed audio display. Turn it on, and now we have a tailgate party. And we're having fun, or whatever you might want to do. You want to get back to the old system? Back inside. And just like it was. Not sure if this is a game changer for many, but it certainly looks like it's a lot of fun. The inside of the Ridgeline certainly has the general look and feel of its Honda Pilot cousin. A traditional gear shifter replaces the Pilot's electronic button shifter design, but apart from that, the two interiors are basically the same. Given the way Honda is positioning the Ridgeline, the similarities between the two interiors shouldn't be a surprise and also make sense. There are 7 trim levels for the Ridgeline. My tester was the top-end black edition, which includes many unique interior styling features, including red perforated black leather seating with contrasting red stitching, black headliner and upper cabin trim, red accent stitching on the doors, red LED ambient lighting, and black edition logo stitched into the seat backs, floor mats, as well as special badging on the front grille. So if we're talking about a truck like this being an everyday use, you've got to give some consideration to how functional the second row is. As for passengers, it's not too bad. I'm sitting in here. This seat has moved up a little bit for me. It's not bad. I don't think if you're a large adult, you had 4 large adults, it would be kind of difficult, but overall, I think it's okay for what it is. Quite often in pickup trucks, though, the second row seats, when not in use, can be more functional for cargo, and that applies here as well. Just like you would see in other trucks, you can move up this seat. It does so on this side as well. You could have space for cargo laying flat on the second row if you don't need passenger seats. So I guess in this sense, it does serve both purposes. It does have functionality for families, but it's also a truck, and hey, why not? Put more cargo in it if you need. So driving in the 2017 Ridgeline, well, I guess one of the advantages of it being a uni-body versus a body-on-frame design is it feels more car-like, as if you could say. I mean, this is a stiffer ride. Don't get me wrong; they've adjusted some of the suspension to make it feel like a truck. But you know, I've recently reviewed the Honda Pilot, and there's not too much different from my perspective of how to drive. Even the way the interior is designed, there's a lot of familiarity to that of its, you know, top-selling 7-seat mid-size crossover, and that's, I guess, on purpose, because with the unibody design, you're obviously catering to a certain segment of the marketplace that doesn't necessarily want that hard, rugged truck feel, and in this case, I think Honda's got it right. I certainly I know that I'm in a truck, but there's many times where I kind of forget that I'm in a truck, and I suppose in the end of it all, that's really the point. By making the decision to go back to the drawing board and completely redesign the Ridgeline for 2017, Honda has come out with a truck that is, I gotta think, you know, rather interesting and certainly innovative in many different fronts. Now, the mid-size truck category is not necessarily a large volume category. Those in Honda's sales department should probably never expect to sell as many Ridgelines as you would, say, a Pilot or a CR-V. But I think after having time with this vehicle and examining its features, how it rides like a truck and feels and looks like a truck, but also has the comfort that you would see in a crossover that many families would want, I gotta tell you that when it comes time to overall breaking down of this mid-size truck segment, this Ridgeline over time is going to have a pretty healthy percentage of it. I enjoyed my time in this, and I think you might too if you give it out for a ride and are in this category looking for a similar size vehicle. But for now, that's it for me. For EnviroDad.com, I'm Eric Novak. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this review, we've got more of them, both written and video, at www.envirodad.com. There's also a Facebook page for you to like, and you know what? We're even doing Twitter as well.